missed the scene moments ago here at American Airlines Arena in South Florida on championship ring night. LeBron James collecting his first championship ring. For Dwayne Wade, it is his second. It's been a coronation for the Heat, but now it is on to year 3 of the Big Three era. The NBA on TNT Premier Week is being presented by Auto Trader. Strange feeling it has to be for Ray Allen with his former team that lost to the Heat in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, back in their locker room while Ray is out there with a celebrating Miami team. Ray says he hasn't exactly made the emotional disconnect as of yet because, as he put it, his 5 years with Boston were such a wonderful experience.
Well, he referred to his teammates, his current Miami teammates this week, as them. He said, I'm happy for them. You know, they deserve this. So he clearly hasn't felt part of the team yet, and it's going to take some time. I do think, Marv, it's good for him to get this Celtics game out of the way immediately on opening night so that he can move forward with his new team.
So Ray taking his talents to South Beach only 33 days after the Celtics were knocked out of it by Miami. Anyway, see the switch. Battier came over to help. Open shot. No, pass blocked by Bosch, and then another block by Wade. Miami in possession. 2 blocks on that first possession. Battier for 3. Yes.
What a perfect possession for Miami. Really
just underway in Miami. Marv Albert, Steve Kerr, Craig Sager. Opening game of the season. Pierce for 3. Yes.
And he was on fire in the exhibition season.
LeBron James knocking down his first attempt.
It'll be fun to watch. Title. I think both of those things, feeling more comfortable here in Miami now with his new team and winning that ring, I think he's going to be much more relaxed.
Whoa, a deep 3 for Pierce.
The Celtics are still the contender. We talked about their bench in the open, but it really is still about the big 3 with Rondo, Garnett, and Pierce.
Wade trying to post up off the spin. Finds Battier in the corner for 3.
That's Ray Allen's old spot, right? And that's how Boston has played the last couple of years in transition as Wade scores on a quick one of his own. But the Celtics have not been a running team.
By Bass. Rondo off the dribble trying to get it to Senator. Here is Chalmers. Oh, what a move. Ariel Chalmers putting the speed on. Lee for 3. Yes, Courtney Lee again. Nice pass down low to Bosch. Beautiful feed from LeBron James.
And good patience from Miami. They really moved the ball well on the possession. All of a sudden, LeBron recognized.
And engraved in the inside, the phrase, "Forged in the fire between a hammer and anvil," a phrase that describes the intensity and hard work of an NBA championship season. The price, well, it's priceless. You can't buy one. As LeBron and his teammates learned last year, you have to earn it.
Kevin Garnett said he lost Ray Allen's phone number. He said does not plan on giving him a call. There's several Celtics upset as Allen fires and hits at the shot clock buzzer on his first attempt. 6 assists for Rondo, who last year led the NBA in assists, among the leaders in steals. James with lots of room. 3rd bucket for LeBron. 3.
To go against Miami because of the Heat's terrific half-court defense. They've got guys who can break it down.
Rashard Lewis, that's a 2. He had a foot on the line. One of the new additions to the roster. So he hits on his first shot attempt. Here is Garnett. Nice turnaround by him. Here's Terry off the fake.
There's that creator that I'm talking about with Terry. You know, in many ways, Boston is going to miss Ray Allen as Wade knocks down the jumper, but
impressively in the NBA Finals. Cole and Allen in the backcourt. This is Wade giving it up. Here's Cole for 3. Yes. Series, then lost to Miami in 7. And the Eastern Conference Final. Boston was 2 under 500 at the All-Star break. The lockout of the condensed schedule may have been a big factor in their dealing with the grind. Ray Allen is able to hit again, but they turned it, and they finished with the 3rd best record after the break, and then came within 1 game of reaching the NBA Finals.
I felt like, along with the Spurs, Boston had to pace themselves last season because of the lockout shortened schedule more than anybody else as Bass knocks down the jumper. But Doc Rivers did him.
7 minutes of play as he handles, then on the bounce. Nice pass, but Wade could not put it down. Rondo challenged Lewis and scored.
That's Rondo's game in transition.
James from Chris Bosh.
Floor spread. Look at the lineups out here, Marvin. Looks like, remember the old 6'5" and under league? I think it was called the World Basketball Association. I mean,
yes.
Other than Chris Bosh, everybody looks to be about 6'6" or under out here. And as a result, the floor is wide open. The basket's open. Very little shot blocking. It makes for entertaining basketball, that's for sure.
Did you see some action in that league at all?
I did not, but I could have, being 6'3".
Yes.
I would have been eligible.
Well, this is one of the reasons, as LeBron had it knocked away, recovered by Battier. Shot clock is running down. 1 on the 24. Allen heaves it and banks it home. He went glass with a fling. Back comes Rondo. Garnett has returned. Rondo challenges Battier and scores.
There's that right hand again. He's so quick, and he's so good getting to his spot with that angle and then finishing.
6.7 assists for Rondo. James gets it away. Yes, and the foul.
Wade comes back into the game for Allen. Courtney Lee did a terrific job on Dwayne Wade the first quarter. Really made life tough on him. Now all of a sudden Lee with the 3 fouls on the bench, so either Terry or Rondo will have to cover Wade. I would look for Miami to try to get Wade on track here.
Shot clock to 5. Pierce. James comes away with the rebound. Wade to the reverse. 12 points.
This is 2 great basketball teams, Marvin. The quality of play that we've seen on opening night has been terrific as we see another.
Around in the second quarter, they hit 13 of 14 at the line in the second quarter. Miami in possession. James open for 3. Yes.
That's his first 3-point attempt of the game.
Chalmers with a nice pass. Beautifully done. Wade able to cut off the screen.
But Chris Bosh just tried to post up down on the block. Really didn't get to within 10 feet of the hoop. Rondo makes the little floater. That's how everybody's playing these days. Although it didn't give them much trouble last year in the playoffs, a little bit. But you know, when they have to go against a bigger team, will they have to play Joel Anthony or Dexter Pittman? Can they play this small lineup? That's what everybody's kind of waiting to see.
LeBron James for 3. So that's a second from downtown in this third quarter. Now you say front court, I prefer to say hydrant.
NBA history in terms of offensive rebounding a year ago. So that's an area where these new additions can help.
Battier for 3. It's tipped away. 18
to see that matchup.
And the Spurs basically stayed the same. There's one addition to the team, but they are the same squad. Here's Pierce able to work himself free. Paul Pierce knocks it down to bring the Celtics within 7. Pierce has 23 points.
He looks absolutely fantastic. He's in great shape. He's in a good flow offensively.
Speaking about a good flow,
You got that
LeBron
right.
James, that's a 2. He had a foot on the line, but
Doesn't have a chance to set up.
Ray Allen is checked back in. Here is Bosh. A quiet game to this point for Chris Bosh. Now now 4 of 9, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Bosch has been referring to himself as the Mr. Random guy of Miami's offense because there are no set plays for him. He says it's infrequent that he's the option on an offensive set, but does a little bit of everything. Rondo with the jumper.
Wow, knocking down that jump shot. That's an important.
Pierce off the mark. Bass, another offensive rebound. Here's Pierce for 3. That one is way off.
And Mark, normally Miami does not play without LeBron and Wade. So right now, with both of them on the bench, Bosch needs to take over offensively.
Nice touch by Rashard Lewis. One of the new additions to the Celtics. 85-74. I should say one of the new additions to the Heat. Rashard Lewis just hit that jump shot. Beautiful move by Rondo.
Get here. Doesn't really have a sense of where he's supposed to be and how this offense is going to work. That's the kind of example of things he'll have to improve upon.
3 on the shot clock as Miller looks to inbound. Steady move by Rashard Lewis.
That was impressive.
Yes.
And if he still has that in his game, remember when he played for Seattle, he was a terrific post-up player.
LeBron is back on the court. That was deflected to the backcourt by Terry, so the ball still alive for Miami. Shot clock for 5. Here's James. That's a 2. Had a foot on the line. LeBron with 26 points.
How about James? Basically played power forward the first half. Now he's playing backup point guard to Chalmers. He's one of the only guys I've ever seen who can literally play for sure 4 positions, maybe 5 the way the game is played these days.
Barbosa for 3. Miami's led by as many as 19, now up by 15 here in the early moments of the fourth quarter. Marv Albert with Steve Kerr from Miami on opening night in the NBA. Nice move. Ray Allen right here for Jason Terry. Lewis comes up short. Rebounded by Barbosa. And he accelerates. Barbosa straight down the lane and he scores.
Boy, he is so quick. Got those long arms. Kind of like Rondo. He's able to finish from odd angles around the basket.
Lewis for 3. No hesitation from Rashard Lewis. I mentioned that he had a very difficult injury-plagued season last year with the Wizards. Shot only 24% from downtown, 16 for 67. That is a 3 from the red-hot Barbosa. And they're on their feet here at American Airlines Arena. First spot for the last 7 points for Miami. A successful championship ring night for the Miami Heat. Able to jump in front by as many as 19, led most of the way. Look out, foul is called on Rondo, and the players come together. Rajon Rondo upset about a couple of scenarios earlier, and Wade just laughs it off.
That may have been a little retaliation for that hook by Wade in the post. More out of frustration than anything. I mean, when Wade hooked him, there was nothing dirty about the play. Rondo just didn't get the call. But this looks really bad here. You can't wrap a guy from behind the neck. And the officials will take a look at the play to deem whether it was a flagrant foul or not. This is part of the new rule. Remember, they used to have to.
Rivers and several other members of the Celtics. Miami with a 9-0 run to conclude matters here in the fourth quarter. And the defending champs open up with a victory here at home. And they do it convincingly, although Boston made that run in the fourth quarter. The final score, the Heat 120, the Celtics 107. Let's go to Craig.